channel. So we're just out for a drive on a nice Saturday. So I figured I'd just take you guys for a ride, and we'll kind of do some yapping about the channel, as I've been meaning to do that. One thing I've been wanting to do is thank you guys so much. So when I started this channel, you kind of get the feeling like, okay, I'm not going to get any views, I'm not going to get any subscribers, and I certainly don't have like 8 million views or anything like that, but just seeing like, triple-digit views on my videos and only starting my channel 3 months ago is like, it's like so rewarding, and I truly mean it when I say thank you guys for watching my content, because I'm trying to get value out there for you guys, whether that's educational or if that's entertainment. But one thing that can be kind of limiting to it is quality, editing quality, and video quality. Of course, we're stuck behind some traffic here. Highway fun for you guys. So but overall, it's just the quality of the video. So I really want to get that up for you guys. So what I'm doing, it's November 16th, November 15th, November 16th, one of those days. What I'm going to do is I think I've been doing some research. I think I found a good camera that's going to shoot 4K, that I can have some really quality audio with, because I tried the GoPro thing, and I super apologize to you guys for that GoPro video that I did for a discussion. It came out so poor, and I figured I'd post it just to see kind of what it looked like, and really the whole video just needs to be redone, because a GoPro, it's a really good action camera, and that's what we're using right now, and it works extremely well for that, but it seems pretty specific for that purpose. I have a camera picked out. I'm gonna go try to get a deal on it on like Cyber Monday, but I think that should really up the quality for the videos for the channel. So I'm really looking forward to that, and I'm hoping that's a worthwhile investment for you guys that I can do to provide better quality video and just overall more value for you guys. But yeah, to my viewers, to my subscribers, I know it's not all that many compared to a bunch of other channels, but I can't tell you guys enough how much I appreciate that. Like genuinely, thank you so much for the time and attention that you guys are giving my channel. It seriously means the world to me, and I'm so excited to keep doing this for you guys, and to grow, and again to up the quality, to do more projects. Something that I've always dreamed of is a twin turbo Shelby GT350. I probably have mentioned it in the past in some of my other videos, but this is definitely something I want to do for a future project for you guys. Now, we're definitely a good ways off, but I think building, like myself, whether in my garage or wherever it is, it's me building, not taking it to a shop, me building a GT350 that's twin turbo and putting it on my channel, I think would just be the coolest thing ever. That's definitely something that would be a channel dream, is to get something like that for you guys, and I think that'd just be the coolest thing ever. That really, I think that is peak Mustang, a twin turbo Shelby GT350R. Kind of taking a page out of Derek Barron Productions' book, kind of taking a page out of one of Derek Barron Productions' books, with his Whippled GT350. And to be honest, his channel is actually kind of the Mustang channel that inspired me to start my own. I saw that, it looked like it was so much fun. I feel like I could get some good value out there, and that's kind of what started it. So kind of taking a page out of his book in that respect, but I think that would just be so cool. So another thing I also want to talk to you guys about is, so when you're starting a YouTube channel, you're going to hear about significant importance in thumbnails and titles, and that's definitely true. That's what generates your clicks. If people aren't clicking, people aren't viewing. Obviously content's important, but titles and thumbnails, that's what draws people in. And I've still been kind of thinking the best way to do thumbnails. You go and search how to make the best thumbnail, and you'll get a lot of different answers, but they kind of revolve around the main things you kind of see: colors that pop, a lot of contrast, and faces in them. And I do, you know, I do appreciate that, but for thumbnails, that's not really my style. And also with titles, I always have wanted to like keep it realistic for you guys. One of my biggest pet peeves, well, I have like two big YouTube pet peeves, but one of my biggest pet peeves is clickbait stuff. Clickbait stuff is so annoying to me. I'm sure you guys know of some Mustang channels that are really clickbait. I don't think Derek Barron Productions videos are clickbait really. Maybe a little bit, but overall I love his channel and he's been really inspiring to me. But there's definitely other channels out there like they'll post a title that's like catastrophic damage to my Mustang. Now I'm gonna have to sell it, and then you like, you know, you click the video, it's like, okay, what happened here? A big crash, and then it's like, yeah, you guys, like, I accidentally curved my wheel a little bit. Should I like get it repaired? Should I get it repainted? It's like, come on, that stuff is so annoying to me, and that's one thing I never want to be for you guys is clickbaity. I always want my titles to be directly relevant and directly and at least at the absolute plurality or majority of the video that's in discussion. So you know, all the super emotional words that come into titles, I get it, I get why people do it, it makes sense, but to me that feels clickbaity. So that's not something I ever want to do on my channel, is just kind of have like ridiculous titles and really clickbait thumbnails. So that's just one thing that has always annoyed me, that I never want to do for you guys. I always want to be as realistic as I can, definitely draw interest, but never to be clickbait. And then obviously you guys probably already know my other pet peeve on YouTube, and that's when people are, you know, every single video constantly liking, you know, constantly begging you to subscribe or like or comment, you know. And I think what's also really annoying to me is when people are like, hey, if it's your first time here, you should subscribe. And that's not really how that should work. Like, if it's your like 20th time there, then I kind of get why you make the case for subscribing, because you're consuming a lot of content, and content takes time, and you know, you're drawing a lot of value, and you should be, and that's fantastic. And maybe then, you know, that should be exchanged for a subscription or something. But when people always say like, hey, if it's your first time here, subscribe, I find that so annoying. Like, that's the last thing you should do. If it's your first time on a channel, you should actually check the channel out, see if it's something you like, see if it's something you want to get notifications for, that you want to keep up to date with. And if it is one that takes time, and definitely a few videos to go through, I mean, I would even say more than a few, and just takes time to really make decisions like, okay, I want to subscribe. Because to me, subscriptions are a pretty big deal. I don't really subscribe willy-nilly. It kind of takes a lot for me to subscribe to a channel. It's really got to be a channel that like I want to keep up to date with every single time they post a video, like fully and wholeheartedly. And if I don't, I usually won't subscribe. It feels like people are begging for a subscription, especially if it's like your first time on the channel. I think that's just ridiculous. So that's not something I've ever wanted to do for you guys. All right, two parts I really want to get from my car and show you guys the install for them is vertical links and the BMR cradle lockout kit, or I guess really any brand of cradle lockout kit, but I probably will do BMR because it seems to be the best one on the market. So I want to get those parts kind of for two reasons. One really is to help minimize wheel hop. Now there is the Steeda Stop the Hop kit, but that's gosh, you guys, it starts getting so expensive constantly buying parts for cars, and I love doing that, and I want to do that for you guys, and you know, do the install, buy the part, kind of give you guys a quick review or even more in-depth review. But it you know, you got to take things one at a time, especially, you know, at the start of a channel where everything's coming out of my own pocket, where I'm not actually, you know, making any revenue yet. Which again, even still then, we're a ways away on YouTube, but not a problem. I've been loving every second of it, and I also love interacting with you guys. But I want to get those parts to minimize, I want to get those parts to minimize wheel hop in the rear suspension. But also another reason is really kind of just to give me some experience actually diving into suspension. I've never actually really done much for suspension work before. So I think those are relatively simple bolt-on kits that we can do. We can do it on video. Coming up, you know, we're in the winter months now, or I guess winter season-ish, late November, or I guess getting close or whatever. But it's definitely cooling down here in Texas, so you know, sitting outside and doing a bunch of labor work on your car isn't all that bad. At least it's not like how it is in the summer when it's like 100 degrees. So I think that give me some cool kind of experience doing some suspension work, and then also filming it and just kind of filming something different for you guys like that, because I know I haven't done a whole lot of like actual car part installs so far on the channel. Unfortunately, I kind of did a lot of my initial part installs before I even started the channel for this Mustang, but you know, that's okay. We're learning, we're taking it as it comes. But another thing too is I have noise that comes out of my rear suspension. It's kind of like a creak. I've gotten it checked out at a couple shops. Everything looks good. Everything looks torqued to spec, and I wasn't able to really find any issues. I think really what I probably need to do is, there's a couple spots where people have actually applied like a grease, a white lithium grease or something like that to the suspension, I guess where some metal connections touch. Because I'm guessing that's probably where the creak comes from. It's not that bad, it's not clunking or anything, it's just an annoying noise. And that gave me a chance to kind of take out the lowering springs in the rear suspension and apply some grease in some specific spots to hopefully eliminate that creaking noise that I'm getting. So yeah, kind of two, I guess really more so three reasons, but I want to get those parts ordered. I'm gonna have to probably run some torque wrenches, which shouldn't be that bad, and then get a video for you guys together, taking the suspension apart, installing the cradle lockout kit, installing the vertical links, and greasing some technical points in the rear suspension for the lowering springs, and hopefully that kind of just eliminates that creaking noise that I've been getting. So I think that would be a really cool video. That may be like a two-parter, but certainly it's going to be a lot of time to spend outside. But that's okay, just because it's so much cooler in Dallas these days. Also, what I really need to do is I've been editing everything on my work laptop, and it is a pretty capable laptop, but I don't really like doing personal stuff on it. I'm allowed to, but you know, it's not a laptop that I own. You know, it's something that they administer and control, so it kind of sucked to lose all of my work on my laptop. I at least have it on a external hard drive, but what I want to do is also get a MacBook. It seems to be the computer to get if you're doing editing stuff, especially with 4K. So that's kind of next on the list. So there's just a bunch of stuff that I want to buy, and I think that's really going to help the channel and help you guys. At least you guys can see some value in all this investment and stuff like that. But that's definitely something that I really need to get here soon. Another thing that I want to do for the channel is start doing like kind of collaborations. Now, this is kind of a difficult thing because I'm such a small channel, and I think if I ever like attempted or reached out to like another YouTube content creator or something, it would kind of look like I'm trying to get their clout or something, which isn't really true, but I kind of get why that'd be a tough thing to do, just being such a small channel. I just think it'd be so cool to do some collaborations with other content creators. I have no idea how to do that, so I don't expect this to be like an immediate thing for you guys. I think it would be awesome. I just had no idea how to even go start that. I guess really my best idea is just to get out to events, do some filming, you know, conversation strikes, talk about, you know, YouTube, what we're doing. But other than that, I have no idea how to get any sort of collaboration effort out with other content creators. That would be a super difficult thing. Yeah, should I scrape this M4? Yeah, I just don't know how to really do content or collaboration stuff, but I think that'd be so cool. Oh, we got a Gen 3 behind us. Never mind, it's not a Coyote. That was cool. He's actually just a 4-cylinder Mustang, but give me a thumbs up. I love any showing of appreciation we got on the road. The one thing I don't ever want to do is be that guy that puts his YouTube or his Instagram handle on his car. I feel like I could just never do that. I don't even know how well that works or like how that actually draws people, because every time I see a handle or a YouTube on somebody's car, I never look. Maybe that's just me, but I don't know. Maybe one day I'll bite the bullet and put my handle on my car. I just not today. We're not. We don't have the channel size to have our handle on our cars yet, but maybe one day. I rolled my window down, and the guy that was in the S550 EcoBoost, when he was like, give me the thumbs up, whatever, I like rolled my window down. I have my GoPro attached to my head, which I know looks so ridiculous, but I could tell he was like shocked. He's like shocked when he saw my GoPro. I don't know, maybe he'll find my channel somehow, and then he'll see himself, because I'll probably post that and edit that to be on a video. By the way, guys, want to know where we're driving right now while we're doing this filming? We're going to In-N-Out, because I miss my California roots. Not that I really am from California, but I lived there for 5 years, and In-N-Out is probably my favorite fast food place ever. There's M4 again. That was quite a rough match. Yeah, so I don't know if I've updated you guys. We actually flipped back to our 93 tune. When it's cold out, so for a few reasons. I mean, it's all really traction related, and that's because when it's cold out, the tires just don't stick very well. And again, I'm selling the stock Pirelli P0s, so they seem to do okay with some good heat in them, but you know, definitely you can achieve that heat much faster on a hot summer day than when it's cold out. Also too, E30 definitely makes more torque, definitely makes more horsepower than the 93 tune, and because of that, I'm definitely braking well over the threshold on E30 for traction, where 93 seems to do a lot better, and it feels faster because traction control isn't cutting in as constantly, especially in third gear pulls. But traction control isn't cutting in as constantly as it does on E30 with 93. So because of that, I'm going to stick with 93 probably for a little bit until we at least get our new tires or some sort of traction solution, and then we can probably go back to our E30 and enjoy it, because the E30 is such a killer tune. It really is fast. It's really hard to actually get good utilization of it. So for now, through the winter, we'll just stick with 93. It also makes life a bit easier not having to find an E85 gas station. To be honest, I kind of like this style of video. Just cruising, doing some light-ish pulls. So we're not doing like full red line, full watt most of the time here, but still, you know, showing off the Whipple a little bit to you guys on a Gen 4 Coyote, and then just kind of chatting about stuff. This video I'll post is not super topic related. I guess more so kind of, you know, plans for the channel and just ideas that are floating in my mind. But maybe I might start doing more specific ones. There's so many ways and so many things I can do with the channel that I'm so excited for. Like you guys may see, I think this will probably be posted after the introduction of my series that I really want to start, Shift Talk. I love that name. I think it's so funny, but that I'm really excited for. Now, I really want to apologize, guys. That first introduction of Shift Talk, that video quality is terrible, but we're moving to an actual filming camera that will do 4K, and I can play with lenses and adjustments. I'm still new to this stuff, so I'm really working on it to get this better for you guys. That first introductory video is so bad, but you know what? We're learning. We're gonna roll with the punches, and we're gonna figure out a much better background. I put together a background in my apartment that I thought would have looked pretty cool, but then I put it on camera. It's like, makes me want to throw up. So I've been trying to teach myself layering in Adobe Premiere, so I think we can just throw in even just like a simple background, and then you just see me in the video. Even that, I think that should be better. I think that definitely should be better. So also lighting's, why is lighting so weird for videos? Like on a normal day-to-day basis, during the day or inside a house, lighting's never a problem. Like, it's never like, oh, I can't see, the lighting's just kind of distorted. But you put a camera to it, and now lighting becomes everything, and will completely throw a video quality if lighting just isn't pristine and angled and correctly downlighted. So I don't know what it is, but lighting definitely is a big thing. So when people talk about it, it's true. Lighting is important. All right, guys, we're almost at In-N-Out Burger, so I'm gonna go order, eat, and then probably get back to filming. Another thought that just popped into my head while I'm waiting in line for my In-N-Out, and don't worry, guys, I definitely did not order with the GoPro in my head. But a thought that I've also been really thinking about is, I talk a lot, I mean, well, maybe not like a lot, but like I think significantly about, you know, relatively technical aspects. And I've always done this off the top of what I know and what I've just researched, and just kind of my enjoyment of Mustangs, of what I collected over the years, and recently buying the new SX50. But I really want to start getting into engines, like really, really into engines. You know, something, you know, I feel weird like mentioning other YouTube channels on my channel as like, oh, this would be a cool idea or something to get into. Just because I don't want it to make it look like I'm copying. But, you know, I think the channel's 337 Speed, he gets really into engines, and I think doing something like that would be pretty cool. You know, I of course want to give it the Rev Theory flavor and definitely make it different. I don't really know exactly which way you know, I don't really know exactly which way I would take it, but engines I think would be so cool to start getting into. Now this would take certainly a good amount of time and research, you know, preparing for a video, which I haven't really done so much. You know, I've made some outlines and some notes in terms of preparing for a video, but I haven't like done like hardcore research. But I think that'd be really cool. I love technical stuff. That's something I really enjoy. So I know that may not be something for all you guys out there, but I know I would have to say, for some of my viewers and some of my subscribers, you know, all 38 of you that I love so much at this moment, you guys are doing the Lord's work, my 38 subscribers. But one thing I think would be really cool for the channel, that I think definitely some of you guys would enjoy, is just really technical specs on past Mustang engines, current Mustang engines. You know, I really like figuring out the minutia differences between Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3, and Gen 4 Coyotes, and it's kind of hard to really tell where the minutia and extreme small differences in the Gen 4 Coyote is compared to the Gen 3 from my research. Now obviously the twin throttle bodies and the twin intakes, well, I guess intake tubes and intake filters, obviously that's a big one, but other than that, it's really hard to find and confirm information on what really makes the Gen 4 different than the Gen 3. But yeah, that was something I thought would be super cool to start getting into on the channel, and maybe that's something I could kind of throw into Shift Talk, where we can kind of compare and contrast. Obviously, the Coyote and LS debate is always going to be a good one, is always going to be interesting, at least for me. So we definitely got to do something that's Coyote versus LS in Shift Talk, and because I've owned about as many LSs and LTs. And by LTs I mean 5th gen, although I did actually have a 4th gen Camaro 1994 with the LT1 before the LS1. Oh god, that LT1 was a piece of crap. If any of you guys know, the water the water pump was mounted right above the OptiSpark, which is that's what actually gave timing or spark distribution to the actual spark plugs. But water would always leak from the water pump onto the OptiSpark, and it would just absolutely sever and fry the OptiSpark itself, so your engine just wouldn't run well. It'd run like crap, or just completely stop running altogether. God, that car was such a piece of crap. But it was a cool car, and you know, definitely decently stout 5.7 LT1 for a 1994 Camaro. I guess I've definitely have a lot of driving time, I think, relative to, you know, behind some LS's. Definitely, I had my LT4 in my 2018 Camaro ZL1 1LE, so definitely have really good experience with that one. And then of course, I'm sure you guys probably know by now, I had a 2014 S197 Gen 1 Coyote, a 2018 Gen 3 Coyote, and then this 2025 Gen 4 Coyote. So definitely got a lot of experience with the Coyotes and the MP82s. But I think that'd be those videos are always so enjoyable to me, even if they are repetitive. I think they're just always a good video to watch, as long as it's, you know, it's a relatively high quality video. Anything that's LS versus Coyote, that's like straight up my favorite content. Alright guys, just ate my In-N-Out. I am fat and happy again. On our way back, I don't think I'm gonna get a whole lot more of good driving. There's kind of a lot of traffic going on right now. So this will probably conclude for today's video. I appreciate you guys tuning in. And again, my usual shtick, don't worry about subscribing. Don't worry about liking or commenting. Don't feel like it's an obligation. The last thing I want to do is beg you guys for that. Like I said before, that's always going to be my thing. If that's something you guys want to do, want to participate, you feel like I'm providing some value, and you think a subscription is something that you actually want, then I'd love it if you guys did. But never feel obligated. You never have to. I know some channels will browbeat you into a subscription, and it just gets really annoying. So anyways, I appreciate you guys tuning in for another video. Oh, there's a stupid Tesla Cybertruck. Well, now you guys know my opinion on those. I appreciate you guys tuning in again, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care.